What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and I hope you guys had a great rest of your week. I actually took the last 2 days off. They were my first 2 days off at Everything Always since June of this year. Much needed, and there is still a ton to talk about for Spider-Man No Way Home between now and when the movie comes out, especially what was in that trailer. We've got some awesome videos coming on that this week. However, we have got to double back to a story that got released 3 or 4 days ago from an industry insider editorial indicating that Hugh Jackman was indeed returning to the MCU in Multiverse of Madness with some details to boot about the character. And yes, while this report has continued to surface again and again since late 2020, we covered it every single time. Sir Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman even coming out and confirming Kevin Feige met with them about coming back for Multiverse of Madness. Their emphatic answer then and always has been absolutely not. However, there's a bunch of mounting evidence in the last couple of months that supports this, and we're going to break down everything in this newest report that indeed Hugh Jackman is headed back to the MCU as a version of Wolverine with some details about the character in Multiverse of Madness. But first, if you could consider hitting the subscribe button, we're still giving away now a PlayStation 5 at 900,000 subscribers, which we should easily hit by month's end. All you have to do, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So this is where becoming someone who's chronicled all the news stories for the last 3 years in the MCU comes in really handy, because I remember when this was all breaking in the developments throughout the last year. It first started in late 2020. This rumor popped up that Sir Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine were coming back to the MCU in Multiverse of Madness, and the reason there was any fuel on that fire is because it was around the same time we were starting to get reveals that the MCU may be recanonizing Sony's old Spider-Man universe. It would follow if they were doing that, they would at some point canonize the old Fox universes as well. Then literally a month later, in the middle of January, Professor X himself, Sir Patrick Stewart, revealed in an interview with Digital Spy under the headline X-Men's Patrick Stewart reveals whether he'd play Professor X in the MCU, quote, "I met with Kevin Feige a couple of months ago," and this is what he went on to say, quote, "I met with Kevin Feige a couple of months ago and we had long conversations, and there have been some moves and suggestions which include Charles Xavier. Here's the problem. If we had not made Logan, then yes, I would probably be ready to get into that wheelchair one more time and be Charles Xavier. But Logan changed all that," and he goes on to tell the very well-known story that's pretty famous at this point about he and Hugh Jackman, when they first saw the film in public at the Berlin Film Festival, getting super emotional when both of their respective characters died and saying goodbye to the roles together there watching the film for the first time, that they wouldn't come back after that. Well, fast forward through a couple more denials from Hugh Jackman this year in some interviews, and then the breaking story within the last 60 days that indeed Professor X was coming back for Multiverse of Madness, and it was none other than Sir Patrick Stewart. And while there was a ton of contention about that for a couple of weeks, we then got leaked previs effect shots that confirmed it. Indeed, he's in the film, and so when this story comes up today about Hugh Jackman coming back as well, with the details it has, that's why there is more than some plausible deniability. Let's break down this brand new story breaking 4 days ago from Giant Freaking Robot, an industry insider editorial, and re-reported in a million places at this point. Hugh Jackman to return as Wolverine in Multiverse of Madness. They go on to report, quote, "Patrick Stewart will be making a comeback as Professor X in Multiverse of Madness, and it's his involvement that convinced Jackman to ditch his former resolve to never play the Marvel character again." They go on to include that the outlet has reported that according to its sources, the MCU will not be tampering with Logan or the way it ends Professor X and Wolverine's story. Apparently, both Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman will be playing variants of their original character in the upcoming film. This makes the X-Men film's characters part of the sacred timeline and retains their deaths, thus leaving their journey from the 2000s X-Men and 2017's Logan completely intact. We have a separate report under the headline coming from Inside the Magic that says Hugh Jackman reportedly involved in Doctor Strange 2 reshoots. They go on to report, quote, "Amid reports that the MCU star Benedict Cumberbatch is currently working 6 days a week on reshoots for the delayed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, it seems that Jackman could potentially be one of the actors making a cameo in the project. Seemingly one of the key reasons for the reshoots was previous actor availability, which has led many to speculate that major cameos are coming for Cumberbatch and Olsen Wanda Maximoff Scarlet Witch in their lead film. And as per one new statement, this was a quote from a different industry insider that basically what's happening is Feige is actually pleased with the ramming that's Sam Raimi's cut of the film and their direction. They are adding people who were previously busy filming a different show, wink emoji, during principal, and now streamlining a pivotal scene that involves those cameos, basically making it sound like even if Hugh Jackman had agreed after Sir Patrick Stewart had convinced him to do so, he might have had some previous commitments. Now that they've delayed the film and they're doing non-stop reshoots, there's plenty of time to reshoot that scene in full, streamline it, and get Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in there previously where he was committed to something else. They then go on to report, quote, while no names were specifically dropped, reportedly Hugh Jackman's involvement was brought up, and a coy, quote, no idea was the response. And of course it was. I mean, what else were they going to say? But at this point, what might have been originally felt like a meme when it was pitched to Hugh Jackman and Sir Patrick Stewart, they're starting to see that in this next wave, the multiverse, what's going on with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're actually celebrating all the previous Marvel movies and the now defunct X-Men universe, the Sam Raimi universe, the Mark Webb universe. They're bringing all of that into the fold, even the Netflix shows as well. It's a celebration of all the Marvel productions to come before. And viewed through that lens, now Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, again, with enough time between what's going to happen in 2022, shooting these roles now, and how long it's been since 2017. I mean, shoot, guys, it's been almost 5 years. You know, football players say all the time they're never coming back. I say this about Robert Downey Jr. all the time, and who knows, late into retirement, what he might be feeling like in the next couple of years. All of a sudden you get that itch again. Never say never. But in this sense, now that it does feel like a celebration of all the old X-Men universes being canonized into the sacred timeline of the MCU, then viewed through that, I think it makes perfect sense for them to come back. And again, if they're playing variants, that doesn't ruin the story they were trying so desperately to keep intact. And again, you know, the leaked artwork is out there. You guys can go see it for yourself. Nothing of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but this story has been around so long now at this point. You know, I tell you guys to take everything with a grain of salt, but where there's smoke, there's definitely fire, and there is an entire billow of smoke just rising from this right now. So think what you want, but down in the comments, let me know. Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you want to see Hugh Jackman Wolverine come back in Multiverse of Madness, or would you rather him stay out of it? And if he is coming back, how much action do you need out of him for them to make this worth it? He better not just be there standing there with claws looking around all confused. If you're going to bring him in, you need to really bring him in. Do you guys agree? Let me know down in the comments quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. And guys, we're going to ding this any day, hopefully by month's end. So it's right around the corner. We'll also be giving away Disney Plus subscriptions for Hawkeye when the show goes live, and we'll be doing watch parties, of course, when that goes live in just a couple of weeks. Best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires, including the tracks you heard in the background of this video. I would sincerely appreciate it if you check that out. In the meantime, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.